The Persnickety Witch of Fiddyment Creek by Gaye Pollinger, Chapter 13. The next morning, Tom and I brought our luggage to the main house so that we could leave right after breakfast. Jeff had borrowed one of Michael's cars and left early for the hospital to go be with Armando. All four kids were sitting quietly at the counter having breakfast. Abby and Gabby had packed for Kathy and Jameson, and their luggage was sitting off in a corner. Taffy could tell there was going to be a change, and she pranced around the kitchen, going from person to person, nudging each. "Mama," Jameson exclaimed when he saw me, "do we really have to go home, really?" "Yes, of course we must go home, but I'm sure we'll be invited back," I said. "Oh, yes, you will. You have an open invitation," Michael said to Jameson while he ruffled his hair. "What does that mean?" "Well, open invitation means you can come back here, and I'm assuming we can come too, anytime it's convenient for both of us." "Naturally," I answered. "We have become like family, it seems to me, and I love it." As Gail and I cleared the table, the phone rang, and Michael answered. Oh, that's good news." Uh-huh. Yeah, yes, I see. Okay, all right. Thanks for letting us know, Uncle Jeff." And then he turned to us. "This is what I know. The surgery's over and she's in recovery. So far, everything has gone like clockwork. Her hands had the most damage, but the areas that weren't burned are healthy and the blood is flowing. It doesn't sound like they'll have to amputate, not even her fingers. They grafted skin onto her arms and hands and fingers, so she'll be in a sterile environment for a few days. And Armando sends his greeting and thanks. I told Jeff this morning that I would take care of any plastic or reconstruction surgery she may need." All of us let out a sigh of relief, and I briefly explained to Jameson and Kathy what amputate meant. They were old enough to know that some people had difficult experiences, and life wasn't always cotton candy. "Well, we should get going, Lucy," Tom said. "Kids, can you get your suitcases and take them to the car?" "Yes, Daddy," said Kathy. It was hard for Kathy and Jameson to say goodbye to Pearl, even though her visit had been extended for only a couple days. They had really grown attached to her. "Oh, kiddos," she said as she embraced them. "I'll be back in Fiddyment before you know it. You must be sure to tell Chester that I'll be home soon, and be sure to thank Penelope for looking out for him." And you wouldn't believe the tears that spilled when they said goodbye to Abby and Gabby. "Will you come and see us soon?" Jameson sniffed. "Oh, sure will," the twins answered in unison. After we left, Pearl said to Michael, "Can you go with me to the attorney's office this morning? There's something I want to do." "Oh, yes, of course, and I'll call and tell him that we're coming," Michael said as he picked up the phone. Good morning, Helen. Aunt Pearl and I will be stopping by to see Ed this morning, so give him a heads up for us, please." No, I'm sorry, I don't know what she has in mind." Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And remember, the Principal Grandma says, you'll never know what comes next until you turn the page.